Healthcare Exposed with S.R. Ridley, a nurse you can trust.
Truth Hour, Healthcare Exposed. I'm S.R. Ridley, nurse expert you can trust. Now, today's episode, we're going to talk about Mercy Gono. She's a baccalaureate nurse and she has a YouTube channel. And she just recently did a show entitled Nurses Eat Their Young, or something similar to that. And I responded to her. When I became a nurse 21 years ago, there was a really bad pattern in nursing where nurses ate their young. And they would just be mean and nasty and bullying, okay, for no reason. Well, in today's healthcare system, the majority of the nurses are brand new, so I doubt that that's the reason. So when I told Mercy, Miss Gono, is that another way, first I told her, bullying is never acceptable on any level. Okay? You should not go to work and be bullied. And the reason why you as a patient, you never want a nurse who's being bullied, because when you bully someone, you decrease their confidence. When you decrease their confidence, they're more apt to make medication errors, medical errors, i.e. you are now in danger and you don't even know it. But what I told Ms. Gono was that another way for maybe the newer nurses to look at it is ask, is there any validity to the senior nurse's complaint, okay? I don't understand why this generation of nurses think we're supposed to coddle them, right? So I'm supposed to allow you to kill somebody and then say, oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings. No, I'm not. If I see you doing something that's going to harm a patient, I'm going to say it to you. I'm not just going to say it to you. I'm going to stop you, and then I'm going to teach you. I'm going to educate you. What I find with this particular generation is that they're not redirectable. And most of the senior nurses, we say the exact same thing. We tell them things to help them, but then they don't listen. It's like, do you intentionally want to kill a patient? Or do you want to be a good nurse? And why would you think, after 21 years as an ICU ER trauma flight nurse who's 5 classes and finishing her doctorate degree, why would you think that I have nothing to teach you? Now, I'm not saying you should follow me blind. At the back of each chapter, I tell you the same thing. Verify and trust. At least take what I'm saying, stop what you're doing, and go and see if what I'm saying has any validity to it. First, you have to know that one, new grads should never be in an emergency room. And if you are in an emergency room, hopefully you have already purchased this book, because I tell you what questions to ask. And when you ask that new nurse, did she begin her nursing career in an emergency room, you know you are now in danger. But I'm looking at the comments, and the nurses are saying, oh, that she hurt my feelings. See, so as senior nurses, we have a choice. When we try to teach them, we become the problem, right? So I'm a problem at most hospitals where I work. Why? I'm a problem because I will not intentionally harm you as a patient. Not gonna happen. But if I'm willing to kill you, if I'm willing to hurry up and get you out of the ER without you having all of your medication, all of your IV fluid, if I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make the hospital money and to not give you care, then I'm considered a fantastic nurse. If I can get you in and out of the emergency room in less than 10 minutes, I am an A+ nurse. Now, you still feel the same way. Your problems haven't been addressed. You didn't get all your medication, and we're sending you home with unstable vital signs. But then that makes me great. So when I stand up for you to protect you, I become a problem. When I try to stop new nurses from killing someone, I become a problem. True story. I'm at a hospital, and a patient comes in. She's short of breath. She comes in through the triage. Triage is an area, if you've watched the previous videos, if not, I do implore you to go back and watch them, as this is a continuum, it's a build-up. Patient comes in, she's short of breath. The new nurse, and I talk about this new nurse all the time because it baffles me that they put her in charge. She's in charge at this faith-based hospital. Anyway, patient comes in, she can't breathe. So instead of her getting a wheelchair, putting the patient in the wheelchair, putting her on some oxygen, bringing her back to the room, she walks the patient back rapidly. She walks the patient back rapidly? Who does that? Okay, so what's the problem, SR, really? That's what you say. The problem is that if you can't breathe and I make you use more energy, now I'm making your heart work more, I'm making your lungs work more, and I'm making you more short of breath. So where was her critical thinking? Why? So what does this mean to you, the patient? Because this is what this is all about. Everyone keeps asking me, what is my endpoint? My endpoint is to arm you with the tools you need to stay safe, because you only have one life. And as my good friend Charlie W. once said, there's no reset button on life. You only get one. So if you come into a hospital, whether you have asthma, whether you're just short of breath, never allow the nurse or the tech to walk you back to your emergency room. If you're on a floor upstairs in the hospital and you've been admitted and you're short of breath and you hit the button, make sure the nurse comes. Make sure you tell the nurse, I'm short of breath. You give them a minute and a half to get there. If not, you hit the button again. There are 3 organs in the body that you do not play with. You don't play with your heart, you don't play with your brain, and you do not play with your lungs. You need oxygen efficiently to breathe. So, what I told Ms. Gorno is that I think the new nurses need to ask themselves, one, stop being so sensitive. They wear their emotions on their uniform, okay? And ask yourself, could my actions have killed a patient? If your actions could have killed a patient, then however that nurse is speaking to you, that's the way you need to be spoken to. We can't coddle you. We're here to teach you, help you, groom you to become intelligent, smart, critically and academically, clinically strong nurses. But we are not here for your emotions to the detriment of the patient. What did I tell you? When you value the oath, you value the patient. Your oath, my oath, our oath is to the patient. We are patient advocates. We take an oath that says we will not intentionally harm the patient, but we don't take an oath that we're not going to not intentionally hurt our coworkers' feelings. Now, on the other hand, bullying is something different. So how do you tell the difference between bullying and someone trying to educate you? Ask that question I just told you. Is there any validity in what the senior nurse is trying to tell you, is trying to say? Now, this should not be done in front of a patient. Unacceptable. There's no reason to berate someone. You don't berate anybody, okay? You stop the error happening. So I'm working with a nurse, and I tell this story before, and she has potassium going, okay? And I told you all in the previous video, if you are receiving potassium, an IV bag with potassium in it, or the small bag with just potassium, it must go on an IV pump. It must go on an IV pump. The little device in your arm is not a needle, it's plastic. It must, and every 10 of potassium has to go over an hour. And you should be on a cardiac monitor if you're getting the little bag, okay? But it should never be wide open, just flowing in like Niagara Falls. And it's what the sad part is that I have to educate you, the patient, to be your own nurse. What have you been relegated to? When you can't enter an emergency room, a hospital, and trust your healthcare workers? Because if you think you're safe in today's healthcare system, you are not. I'm gonna say it again. If you think you are safe in today's healthcare system, you are not. Now, to Ms. Gorno, I applaud you for doing your YouTube channel, and I applaud you for being open-minded to my statement. I do, and to the other individuals who actually comment on the statement, but not all people are nice. And they should be. However, before you jump to the conclusion that we're trying to harm you, ask yourself, maybe, just maybe, the senior nurse is trying to help you, okay? Just think. Help one, teach one, save one. We as nurses are patient advocates. As my good friend TYM, a certified registered nurse anesthetist, once said, nurses are the last line of defense. She said, nurses are the last line of defense for patient safety. When you know that's the truth, new nurses, just remember to ask that question, because just maybe the senior nurse is trying to help you save a life. Thank you once again. I'm S.R. Ridley, a nurse you can trust, and this is Truth Hour, Healthcare Exposed. Please be here next week for why the nurse practitioner, today's nurse practitioner, is a joke. And don't forget to get the book that saved millions, and go to the website and download your free ER safety checklist. The valuable information in here will help you not only in the emergency room, but it will help you through our healthcare system. All right, thank you, and see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Thank you, and see you next Wednesday for Truth Hour, Healthcare Exposed. And don't forget to click that button now and subscribe, comment, share, and like. And then I, S.R. Ridley, a nurse you can trust, want you to get mad and hashtag My Life Matters and let healthcare know that you are not going to take it anymore. Because in healthcare, all lives matter. Are you safe in today's ERs? Next Wednesday.